Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to start and scale a thriving virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode 126, 7 Deadly Sins.
If you enjoy listening to us rant and get worked up and swear, then you are going to love this episode, because I am calling it now, and I reckon all three are going to happen in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Probably not a good one to listen to when you're doing school drop-off or pick-up.
Yeah, true. Good warning. Good warning. We are talking about the 7 deadly sins of being a virtual assistant business owner that are going to make you unhappy, resentful, and tired.
Mm-hmm. These are going to be some goodies. I'm excited for this episode because we see so many virtual assistants who do start feeling resentful, and they're just like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Why is this not working? And there are some key things that they are doing or not doing that we're going to go through in this episode.
Yeah, this is all stuff that's down to you guys listening.
Mm.
You have got control of these things, these sins that we see happening around the show. It's up to you. Turn it around.
Absolutely. Every single one of them is completely in your control. It's a very good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you okay, Joe?
Yeah. I'm
worried.
ready. No, I'm not worried. I'm ready to let everyone know, because this could really turn around your business if you stop making these deadly sins.
Oh, absolutely. Right, let's kick us off. Number one, discounts. Joe Jensen, discounts.
Still, even virtual assistants who have been in the business for a while still have this feeling that they should discount their rate for some people. Particular type of person, a referral, a friend, a family member, a not-for-profit, all sorts of like excuses and reasons why they think that they should discount.
There's that word.
Mm-hmm.
Should. It's a dangerous, dangerous word.
You don't need to discount your rate for anyone. Own your value, your rate, and if someone can't see the value or can't afford you, they're not your ideal client.
It's as simple as that. Repeat it, Joe. Repeat it. It's worth repeating.
There is absolutely no reason why you should discount your rate. Absolutely none. Your rate is your rate. Stick to it and never discount it. Own that value.
Do we need to go into it more? We made our point.
It wasn't very ranty.
It wasn't even ranty. I don't know. I think because I feel as though we're a broken record. I feel as though it doesn't matter how many times we talk about discounts. It is not getting through. And here we go. I'm feeling it now. I'm working myself up. Why aren't you guys listening?
Yeah. You don't have an obligation to anyone to discount. You don't have to be affordable for everyone. You just don't. Some people are not going to be the right fit for you because of the rate. That's okay. Get really comfortable with it being okay that people can't afford you or can't see the value.
Prepare for it. Prepare for it. No, it is going to happen. Somebody at some point is going to say, I can't afford that. That's not what I was expecting. How about this amount instead? It is going to happen. It's not a reflection of you, your value, your business, your prices. This is all on them.
Mm-hmm. They're going to try it on. They are absolutely going to try it on at times. Don't discount your rate. You are valuable. You do good work.
When was the last time you asked a service provider for a discount, Jo? I mean, you deal with lots of tradies and stuff like that. And do you?
A service provider? Absolutely not, because it is their time and expertise that they are providing to me. I would never ask for a discount on a service provider. A product, absolutely. Yeah, because there's margin. It's all about a volume kind of game. But we're talking about service providers. You are providing a service with your own time and expertise. That should never be discounted.
Yeah. I'm just trying to wrap my brain. I can't think of any time that I've asked for a discount from a service provider. I mean, plumbers, electricians, they come, they quote, I go, oh, but I don't question it. They do the work and I bloody well pay them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly the same for you as a virtual assistant. If you're listening and you have that inclination to discount, push through that. Have your rates clearly written and say them with certainty, knowing that some people are not going to say yes, and that's a good thing.
You want some no's.
Mm-hmm.
You actually want some no's. The occasional no means that you have actually priced yourself at a good level.
Yeah. Yeah. No discounting. Right.
Stop the discounts.
Next up on our list, something that lots of virtual assistants do, they people please.
Yes, they do. This is when you've been doing it for decades, and some of us have, this is a tough one to get out of the habit of doing, for sure. But it is really, really important. A common symptom, symptom's the right word, common thing we see virtual assistant people pleasers do is saying yes to things that you shouldn't be saying yes to. A whole heap of things.
Work that you don't have experience in, that's going to get you in trouble sometimes. Saying yes to all of the clients that want to work with you, but then you end up being completely booked out and overwhelmed. Someone asking you for can you do this by this date? And you say yes, knowing inside that is going to stretch you so much and put you under so much pressure, and you should say no and push it out. There are a million things that can come into your virtual assistant business that are going to test your ability to say no. A million of them. All day, every
trillion. What's higher than a trillion? Once again, everyone get comfortable saying no. Practice saying no. The more often you say no, the easier it is going to become. It's really powerful. Just one word holds so much power.
Because remember that when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Probably saying no to your own self-care, your time with your family, doing the things that you want to do. Saying yes to things will then put you under enormous pressure, which again means that you are then not able to spend the time doing the things that you want. There's always a sacrifice that you make every time that you say yes to something.
Yeah, which leads in really well to our third deadly sin, which is burnout. Not taking time off. So if you're always saying yes, you're working all the hours, you're not having weekends. When was the last time you had a proper holiday where you completely switched off, where you didn't have to check your inbox, where you didn't have to answer your phone? When was the last time you truly did that?
There's too many virtual assistants get into this trap of, I've got to deliver every day a service to my clients, and it goes day after day after day after day, and they're not putting time in their calendar for their personal holidays. You know, as an employee, we, and here in New Zealand at least, we get 4 weeks holiday. The same should be for every business owner, at least the 4 weeks. There's a reason why the government tells us that we have to supply 4 weeks holiday to employees, because they're going to get burnt out if they don't take the break. It doesn't just mean that when you become a business owner that doesn't apply to you anymore and that you don't need to have any holidays. You absolutely need the break and the time off. How are you going to deliver a great service all year round to your clients if you're not having some downtime? Your brain needs to switch off. You need to have that downtime. You are not doing anyone a favor by working every day of the year and not taking time off, because you're going to get burnt out.
It makes you really sad, this one. It makes you really, really sad, because we have spoken to virtual assistants and we have heard countless times these words come out of their mouths. You know, I had my first long weekend off in 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, however many years. That's too long. And we're only talking a long weekend in these cases.
And I can hear some of you listening saying, oh, but it's just me, so I don't have anyone else to do the work. And I have
bullshit.
To do it.
Bullshit.
Like, that may be true that it's only you. It doesn't mean that you can't have the conversation with the client and say, hey, next year, let's pre-book our holidays. When would you like to be on holiday, Mr. Client or Mrs. Client? Put them in the calendar. You could go on holiday as well. Same time could work. It might be the opposite times that might work. When they're on holiday, you're not on holiday. When you're on holiday, they're working. And they can actually do their things themselves for a week or two. Or you could get someone else to subcontract with you and deliver services for 2 weeks. You could pre-do some work so that you can have that time off. There's all sorts of things that you can do.
You've got options. You have got options. But for whatever reason, you're choosing to ignore the fact you've got options.
Yeah.
Do you like the drama? Do you like being... No, I'm serious. Do you think some people do? Do they like that whole kind of, oh, I'm just so busy. No, I don't have time for that. No, look at me. I'm so successful because of how busy I am, and I can't take time off.
Yeah, I'm so needed. And people need me, and they like that feeling. Yeah. Think outside the box. Have the conversation with the client. Get the courage to take the time off. Book those holidays. They are so important. What's the point of working every day of the year? You know, you're going to get to your deathbed and then be like, oh, damn it, I wish I worked so hard. I wish I worked harder. I wish I worked every single day. Never, ever has anyone ever thought that. They're going to think, I wish I didn't work so hard, and I wish I spent more time doing the things that I love.
We're not here to help you create businesses that make you unhappy, resentful, and tired. Those 3 things that we mentioned at the beginning. We want the opposite for you. We want you to create businesses that fit in with your lifestyle and your idea of success, and fit in with the things that you love to do. Otherwise, what is the point? What is the point?
Exactly.
Oh, options, people. You have options. Take time off.
All right. Number 4 deadly sin on our list is assumption.
I like this one. This is for the virtual assistants that have teams or are growing their teams. And you're assuming that this really cool person that you were chatting to, that you think that's gonna make a really great addition to your team, you're assuming that they can actually do the work.
We have seen this happen.
Ah, loads.
Even if you think, oh, I would always be truthful about my skills and experience, doesn't mean that other people are going to be the same. So they are definitely going to stretch the truth, lie, and maybe stretch things a little just to get the work from you. That is absolutely going to happen. So by assuming and taking their word for it, you're going to find yourself in trouble when you put that client, put a client with that team member, and then you realize actually they don't know what they're doing.
Ouch. You do not want to be in that position.
So our solution for that is to always create a trial task when hiring. Not asking them to do that is going to have you assuming a whole bunch of things about their capabilities, and that is a big deadly sin because it's going to get you in hot water.
I mean, some people, they may not actually be lying on purpose. They might be delusional in terms of their own abilities and skill sets.
That was the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. So make sure you have that trial task in there when you're hiring.
Yes. All right. Next up, I don't know what number this is, so I'm just going to go straight into it.
It's number 5.
Thank you, Jo. Egotism.
Yes. Now, we're not talking about like talking yourself up and putting yourself out there. It's not that at all. What we're talking about is being a shitty leader. Thinking that you are this powerful, above other people kind of horrible attitude where like you have subordinates and they do work for you and they owe you for you giving them the work. Like that kind of attitude makes me so mad. I can't stand hearing virtual assistants bringing on a team talk about their team like using the word staff. Oh, that grates me. I never, ever use the word staff. I always use team. And I have this attitude towards my team members that they're doing me a favor. Like I owe them for coming into the business and doing a really great job. And I'll do anything to make sure that they can be happy in the workplace and have all of the tools and support that they need to do a great job and still have a life outside of work.
Yeah. Because that's really important. You want them to be doing a great job, not just for you, but for your clients. That's the end game, right? That's the ultimate goal when growing a team, I would assume.
Absolutely.
Am I wrong? Yeah.
No, you're not wrong. It's absolutely, yeah.
So how can you do that if you're letting your ego get in the way, if you think you are better than everybody?
Yeah. Yeah. That's horrible. I see it way too often, way more than I would like. It's not a good attitude. So
have you ever experienced it yourself?
From a manager
in the VA industry, but prior to it?
A little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
I've been grateful to have a lot of really good bosses who never treated me like that, which is why I think it was kind of easier for me to transition into like having a team because I had really great role models. One of the things to think about when you do become a leader and bring on team members is like have a think about the really awful bosses that you had and the really good ones and notice what the difference was in how they treated you, because you don't want to have been trained into like what you think management or leadership is by those experiences that you had with a really shitty boss.
Yeah.
Don't bring those things into how you treat your team members. And it's out of fear, I think. It's like an insecurity. Those who do that to other people treat them like shit and think that, you know, they owe you something. That's an insecurity around like feeling like you're not worthy in that kind of leadership position, I think. And so if you can really work on that, it will help you with your being a great leader.
Well, because a lot of people that are in leadership roles, they're not actually trained for them. And so this would be the case for the majority of virtual assistants that have teams. I mean, some will have done some management leadership training, but for the most part, you just kind of, you work your way up into a role and it kind of happens accidentally and someone offers it to you and boom. And then you're expected, even though you've been really good at the actual on the business type of work, managing people and being a really great leader, you're not just born with those skills.
Yeah. So do some learning. Learn how to become a great leader, because that egotism, that word that we've used, there's just a lot of ways that you can get yourself again in that, like, feeling that tiredness, that unhappiness with your business because team members are leaving and like they don't stay around for long or they don't do good work, like all of that. It's unfortunately you're the problem, not them. And that's quite a hard thing to accept too. Yeah.
Awkward.
Was it every problem in your business is you?
Yeah. Look, leaders eat last. Simon Sinek, a really good kind of start you off to figure out what a great leader looks like.
Yeah. All right, number 6. Hiding behind avatars, your logo, your computer screen. Hiding is not the way to have a great business and be successful. It's just not. And we see countless of virtual assistants doing this. I hate avatars. I absolutely hate them. Every time I see anyone using it or using their little pretty little avatar across their social media or on their website, I'm just like, why? They were cool for a bit, but I don't think you should be using them as something to hide behind. And that's what you're doing. There's some fear involved here. Often that you're afraid of being judged, putting yourself out there. Maybe you've got some insecurities with the way you look or the way you sound. The virtual assistant industry is really unique in terms of the trust you need to build very, very fast with leads and clients. And the quickest way to build that trust is to not hide. Which is what you're doing. You're hiding. You're behind the logos, the avatars, whatever it else is that just makes you feel comfortable and safe. Yeah, this is not the time to hide. How can they see who you are, know what your name is, connect with your eyes? You need to be showing your face. Don't hide behind those logos. No. That's the connection. You've just touched on that connection. It is so, isn't it? Yeah, it is so important in our line of work. There is no escaping it. You're probably going to get by to a certain degree if your first couple of clients are people that you know that have worked with you, that you've already built that relationship with. But at some point, it's just not going to be enough. You are going to stall if you continue hiding. People buy from people. They don't buy from logos. They don't buy from avatars. I mean, yes, we're talking about Nike, right? Products, people buy the logo. But this is a person-to-person transaction, a business-to-business relationship. It's a service that you're providing. You can't be hiding behind your logo and your avatars. They need to see you. They need to trust you. They're going to let you into their business. You're going to see behind the scenes. Trust relationships are so, so important.
Yeah. Ugh. Hate them. Let's move on. That one's made me mad. It's really made me mad. The last one, though, our 7th deadly sin. Are you ready?
This is going to come as a surprise to everyone, I reckon.
Do you reckon it will?
Yeah.
When
you say the word, not when we explain it, because we talk about this a lot.
Okay. Number 7, the last one on our list of deadly sins, is websites.
Building a website before you have your first client and some money coming in is a huge, deadly sin. We talk about this all the time. No, we don't hate websites.
We love websites.
Fabulous tool for building your business and taking yourself to the next level. What we see, though, is virtual assistants thinking they have to build a website and spend all of that time and energy and effort and money creating something because they think it's going to get them clients. It's not.
It really isn't.
Absolutely not going to get you clients. You will not be found on Google by creating a website in a very competitive market like a virtual assistant industry. It's not going to happen.
It really isn't. It really, really isn't. You know, we still get questions pop up in the various Facebook groups that we run from aspiring virtual assistants that have yet to onboard one client, talking about the fact that they want to get their website up before they launch. I think this makes me more mad than discounts. It makes me more mad than actually everything else that we've talked about today. It's just not, it's fear. It's fear. You think everything needs to be, all your perfect little ducks need to be in a row in order for somebody to hire you. And it's just not the case. You are going to be in a whole lot of hurt and surprise and whatever else you're going to feel once you've launched that bloody website that's taken hours, that's cost you however many dollars it's going to cost you, for then crickets. Nothing. Because as Joe said, no one's going to find you unless they're searching for you specifically by name. And even then, that's going to take a few weeks.
And your LinkedIn profile is going to come up before your website anyway.
There are only 2 types of virtual assistants that need a website early on. And that is those that are offering web design services and or copywriting services. If you're a virtual assistant not offering either of those services, your time is better spent elsewhere to start with. We're not saying never have a website. As Joe said, we are big fans of websites, and you get to a certain point in your business and absolutely you need one. It will build on the credibility that you've already built yourself up until that point, but not straight away.
It's just going to delay you getting those clients.
You need 3 regular clients under your belt before you want to be spending time on.
Boom, there you go.
There we go. 3 regular clients. Your messaging, you're not going to know early on before you've even worked for a client. How do you know who your ideal client is? Do you even know what services you're going to be offering? Probably not. I bet you're agonizing over that too. So what are you going to write on that website of yours when you don't know any of this yet? You need to be working for clients to know what your messaging is going to be to attract your ideal client. It's impossible. You can't do it without it. You can't do it without that experience under your belt already.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're very calm, Jo. I feel like I'm ranting and you're very calm right now.
No. You know what else your desire to create a website does is, oh, I need to have all of my branding perfect and all done. I need to choose all my colors. I need to choose my name. I need to create a logo. I need to have a brand shoot, because what photos am I actually going to put on this website? There is so much that goes into a website that you're just extending your to-do list beyond anything that is necessary. And every time you add something to your to-do list, you're then extending the time that it takes to start getting money coming into your business. And you might get to a place where you actually have to give up because you haven't got enough money coming in fast enough. You've just spent 3 months trying to get prepared and ready to bring on a client, and you still don't have one. That's what building a website too early does. And it's heartbreaking knowing that there are virtual assistants who could have had their clients starting with them and bringing in that money when they didn't do the things that they needed to do, and the minimal things that they needed to do to get that first client on board.
We know what we're talking about. Funnily enough, for those that are listening and still don't believe it, because I know that you're there. I see you.
We have virtual assistants in the Members Club Mastermind that still don't have a website, and they are fully booked. And they got booked quickly because they focused on the things that we taught in the Members Club that actually get you clients. And websites is not one of them.
Nope. How long did it take for you to do your website after your first client?
God, you put me on the spot. I don't remember, but it was not straight away. The thing that we focused on straight away was getting out there and networking and meeting as many people as possible, and getting in touch with all the people that we already knew that had a business. That's what we focused on.
Yeah.
The website that was our first kind of like proper website came, I feel like, a year after. We built up some money and we actually paid a web designer to create it for us.
Yeah. I think I was about 6 months in, maybe between 6 and 8 months in.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. And the other thing about spending all this time on your website, right, is the platforms that we have at our fingertips are brilliant. Like Rocket Spark make it super easy, affordable to have a pretty great online presence. But it also can lull you into this false sense of, I can actually design a really good website that is going to convert. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you're creative, unless you're really good with words, you're going to stuff it up. Your first website is not going to make a good impression. We do so many reviews, website reviews, both Jo and myself, and then myself with Rocket Spark as well. Some of them are bad, guys. They're really, really bad. If I was a client landing on your DIY website that you put together before you had got your first client, so all your messaging is weird and you don't have any photos of yourself, and it's just like, what? I would not be hiring you. I'd be moving on.
Whereas if you landed on the LinkedIn profile of someone, you could see all their experience and like everything looked really great on and sounded great on their LinkedIn profile, then you would hire them from a LinkedIn profile. So don't think that you need the website, because trust us, it's going to suck if you've never done a website before. Focus on your LinkedIn profile instead. That is where you can build your relationships and network.
Sure is. That's it, folks.
Right.
Our 7 deadly sins of running a virtual assistant business.
Now, if anyone is feeling booked out, overwhelmed, and unsure about their next steps in their business to really level up, we would love to see you over in the Members Club Mastermind. It's where we teach you how to not make any of these 7 deadly sins. We would love to see you there. The link is down below. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Sam and Joe VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the VA Foundry website to check out the Members Club and the amazing resources, training and coaching.
You can find us at thevafoundry.com.